Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Today we share the beautiful stories of two British gentlemen who found their way to Islam. Their journeys shows us how Allah guides people in different ways. One came through his mind, the other through his heart. Allahu Akbar. Christopher's story. Christopher was only 14 when Allah started guiding him. He went to a Christian school in England. His family was very religious. His grandmother never wore pants her whole life. That's how strict they were. Every day at school, they had Christian assemblies. At first, Christopher treated it like a joke. He would mess around with his friends instead of listening. But one day, something changed. He thought, let me really listen to what they're saying. What he heard didn't make sense. They said Jesus was God on earth. Christopher's young mind couldn't accept this. How can God be a man? How can a man be God? It was impossible. This confusion made him search for answers. He went online and started reading. Back then, there was no YouTube, just Google video. He found Islamic content and became interested. But he was still young, so he put it aside. The big moment came on a normal school day. Christopher had the best bike in school. He was very proud of it. His friend Wesley asked to borrow it. Christopher said no at first. Then he agreed, but warned Wesley, if you break it, you pay for it. As Wesley rode away, Christopher walked to another assembly. Suddenly, a clear thought hit him. Jesus is a man. God is not a man. These two things can't be the same. It was simple logic. This realization changed everything. Christopher didn't look at other religions. He went straight to studying Islam. He read about the prophets. He learned about Islamic beliefs. Everything made perfect sense. One night, in his bedroom, Christopher knew he had to become Muslim. But how? He opened MSN Messenger and asked all his Asian friends, how do you become Muslim? Most didn't know exactly what to do. Some said, visit a mosque in a few weeks. But Christopher couldn't wait. He felt urgent. Finally, someone told him the simple answer. They say, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. La ilaha illallah. Christopher said the Shahada alone in his room. Immediately, he felt amazing. It was like all the bad feelings left his body. All the confusion was gone. He felt clean inside. He felt peace. He tried to describe the feeling later. It was like trying to explain how sweet an orange tastes to someone who never ate one. You can't really explain it. You have to taste it yourself. That night, Christopher tasted the sweetness of Iman. Allahu Akbar. Ben's story. From hate to love. Ben's story started in a very dark place. He was influenced by Tommy Robinson, the famous Islam hater. Ben would go to his talks. He believed everything Tommy said about Muslims. Ben was becoming an extremist. In 2013, Subway announced they would serve halal food. Ben was angry. He went to his college and shouted, this is a disgrace. He called halal food poison. But he didn't even know what halal meant. Around this time, there was the Lee Rigby attack. This made Ben hate Islam even more. He thought all Muslims were terrorists. The funny thing is, Ben actually had a Muslim friend named Zaid. But he didn't even know Zaid was Muslim. Ben's hate got worse. When he saw Muslim sisters wearing hijab, he would stamp his heavy boots on the ground. He wanted to scare them. He thought Islam was evil. But then Ben did something that changed his life. He started talking to actual Muslims. At first, he asked silly questions like, do you wear hijab in the shower? And why do you blow people up? The Muslims patiently answered. They said, we don't blow people up. Ben decided to study Middle Eastern studies at university. That's where he met Christopher. When Ben first saw Christopher, he was shocked. Here was this very British man in a suit with a walking stick. He looked like an old school teacher from the 1930s. Ben thought, this guy is more British than me. Ben was wearing fancy clothes trying to look British, but Christopher was naturally British and elegant. Then Ben discovered Christopher was Muslim. His mind was blown. British people can be Muslim, he thought. This changed everything he believed. Christopher became Ben's friend. He took Ben out for meals. He told him stories about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. These weren't the scary stories Ben heard from Tommy Robinson. These were beautiful stories about a kind and wise man. Ben started crying when he heard these stories. Years of hate began melting away. The final push came through football. Ben loved football. When Mohamed Salah joined Liverpool, something amazing happened. Liverpool fans started singing songs about him, but they also sang about Islam. They sang Allahu Akbar in the stadium. Ben was studying this for his university project. He found out that hate crimes against Muslims in Liverpool dropped by 97% because of Salah. One Muslim footballer changed how people saw Islam. Ben visited his first mosque for his research. He was scared. He made mistakes, like trying to shake his sister's hand. But inside the mosque, he felt something special. He felt peace. Later, Ben was in a library with Egyptian students. They asked him what he believed. Ben said, I don't think Jesus is God's son. That doesn't make sense. And yes, I believe in Muhammad. The Egyptian said, brother, you just need to say the Shahada. Ben was worried. But I like drinking alcohol and stuff. They showed him pictures of the two seas that don't mix, mentioned in the Quran. They told him about Pharaoh's body being preserved, just like the Quran said. Ben couldn't deny these signs anymore. He said the Shahada. Immediately, he collapsed and started crying. These weren't sad tears. They were tears of joy. 4 years of hate and confusion were finally over. The weight was lifted from his shoulders. Ben's message to the Ummah is important. When someone converts, take care of them. Help them. Give them gifts. Be their friend. Don't let them struggle alone. Help them stay Muslim and stay British too. Both brothers show us that Allah guides people in different ways. Christopher used his mind. Ben followed his heart. But both found the same beautiful truth. La ilaha illallah.